Drew, I wanted to talk about one of your other iconic moments that happened more recently, the NFL draft, and you announcing the Cowboys pick in Philadelphia, a legendary, hilarious, viral moment. What was that experience like for you? And as well, when did you know you were going to do that? Was that spur of the moment to some degree?
Well, the Cowboys called me and asked me, was I available? I said, for what? They said the draft. I said, yeah, well, I'll cancel that meeting with Donald Trump for that. But anyway, I was so honored that they asked me because there's so many great Cowboy players that they could have asked. Hall of Famers, Ring of Honor guys that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, guys that deserve to be in the Ring of Honor. And there's so many great Cowboys, so I was honored. And I felt it would be a privilege to go up there and represent the Dallas Cowboys at the draft. And on the flight up there, I kind of wrote out what I was going to say because I wanted to do the Dallas Cowboys right for selecting me to make this pick. And so I wrote out what I was going to say, but I had no idea I would deliver it the way I did deliver it. And the reason I did deliver it because once the commissioner announced up next with the 60th pick in the second round, the Dallas Cowboys, and the boos started coming. So the commissioner comes backstage. He says, "Are you ready for this?" I said, "Commissioner, I'm used to getting booed in Philadelphia." I said, "As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the Philadelphia Eagles, I wouldn't have had a career in the NFL." And he started laughing, and then he said, say that. I said, "Really? Say that?" So anyway, it was time to go out there, and as soon as I walked around from backstage and headed toward that podium to deliver the second round pick for the Cowboys, the boos started coming. As I got closer to the podium, the boos started to escalate, get louder and louder, but the Philadelphia Eagle fans didn't know. The more they booed, the more I got fired up. They should have known from playing against these guys for 11 seasons. My record was 16-5, I believe, against the Eagles. They should have known, don't mess with Drew Pearson, but they did. And I got up there and I wanted to announce, first of all, that I was an undrafted free agent, let people know that. Second of all, I wanted to let them know I'm honored to make that selection on behalf of the Dallas Cowboys. And then in my presentation, I had to include the new Hall of Famer, Jerry Jones. If you include Jerry Jones, you got to include the Jones family. If you include the Cowboys, you got to include the current head coach, which I did in Jason Garrett. Then all the players played before me, with me, and after me. So I didn't want to deliver it that way, but it came out because of the emotion that I was feeling at that time. I was pretty fired up. If somebody in that audience would have threw a cheesesteak at me, I would have caught that sucker, smelled it, took a bite, and then slammed it on it right there on stage with cheese, onions, peppers, everything going everywhere. So they're lucky they didn't do that. So anyway, after it happened, it created a new life for Drew Pearson. Now a whole different age group knows who Drew Pearson is, who Drew Pearson was. Even when I got home, my youngest grandson, who was 6 years old at the time, he says, "Grandpa." I said, "What?" He says, "I didn't know you were Drew Pearson." He said, "I thought you were Grandpa." So that was pretty cool. And they said, "I didn't know you were Drew Pearson." That's pretty cool. So now they know, everybody knows, the grandkids know as well. And it was a marquee moment for me. And again, I appreciate the Dallas Cowboys for selecting me to. to make that presentation.